Before we get into the academic side of market research, I just want to quickly walk you through an example of the 3 quick market research hacks that I taught you in the previous video. So let's say, for example, you're in the e-commerce industry. Maybe you're selling on Shopify. Maybe you also have a small placement on Amazon. What you would do is you would start with simple conversations and go to Facebook, type in Shopify, scroll down here to groups. And what you could do is you could join all of these different groups or the ones that have the most amount of people, or you don't even necessarily need to join them. What you could do is you could go to the tab that says people, and you could see that there's an admin and moderator here, and you could message that person. And when you approach these people, you basically say, hey, I'd like to pay you $75. I have this new product that I'm selling on Shopify, or maybe a product that I'm selling to Shopify sellers, some software or something. I just want to get your quick thoughts on a call. Or if they're not receptive to that, then you could say, I'm going to give you $100, or all I need is some email or message responses. And if you can't find responses through Facebook messages, then you can find them on Instagram, or you can Google their name and try to get their email. So simple conversations with people is one of the easiest ways to do market research. Facebook's just one way to do that. Another way to do it is to go to sparktoro.com. You can see that I created an account. And what we're going to do is we're going to define who our target audience is. So it can be based on what they talk about, what words are in their profile, who they follow on social. So, for example, maybe they follow Shopify or they follow Amazon. They frequently visit shopify.com. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go with my audience uses these words in their profile. Let's say Shopify seller, something like that. Okay, so nothing could be found. So, we're going to try a different approach. I'm going to say people that frequent the website shopify.com. Okay, so now we're getting some good results here. We get some insights. So social accounts they follow. This fellow, somebody that works at Shopify. So that's a strong candidate. We could see some hidden gems here. So let's take a look at this fella. Okay, so he was VP product and COO at Shopify. So this person's probably a little too high profile, not likely to respond to us. So on Shopify, we're able to break apart the different types of influencers. So based on their social accounts, their websites, their podcasts, their YouTubes, their Reddit, etc. So as an example, if we go down to social, I'm going to ignore some of the top ones because they're going to be things like the president at Shopify, not likely to respond to me unless I'm very, very aggressive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this person's website. And we can see that he's running this blog on Medium. Here's his name. I don't see any obvious contact information. So what I did was I did a search on LinkedIn for him, and I could send him a message there and say, hi, Brandon, love your Medium blog. I'd like to pay you $300. I'm a new Shopify seller, and I just want to get your feedback on what I should do with this product. And if you really need to go after high level people, the best thing you can do is send them a direct mail gift box. So send them a big box with a bunch of gifts, and a handwritten letter would be the most aggressive type. Typewritten would be fine too. Basically, getting them to respond, and they're much more likely to respond to a big direct mailbox than they will to just a message on LinkedIn or an email, something like that. So there are just a few ways of getting the conversation started, to have simple conversations with influencers or just people that are your target customers. The second thing that we can do here is just look at who is already selling well. So, for example, I can go to Amazon.com and I can type in something like pet toy. And if you're in the pet toy market, you can see who's selling particularly well here. We see, okay, this ball thing. We have a package of random toys. We have this duck. Okay, well, maybe ducks are trending right now. Maybe alligators are trending. So that could be something that you could take advantage of. Now, the other thing I want to pay attention to is, why are these reviews poor? So we have 3.5 reviews. Well, we can go into more detail here and we can see, okay, well, what are people actually saying? What's deficient? So sturdiness is 3 stars, durability 2.9. So there's some problems here with the product probably breaking. So what you might want to do is basically sell the exact same thing for the most part, but make a more durable version of it, or market the fact that your product is very durable. Another way to find out who is selling well is to go to the Shopify website, go to resources, and go to founder stories. And we can read case studies of people that are doing well on Shopify that can give you some idea of what you can replicate, what you can do. Another thing is you could go to Shopify Plus, which is going to be the much larger businesses, the ones that have already grown and been successful, and you can model your business plan after what they did. And the third market research hack is to go to the investor relations pages to see presentations. So we're going to do that. We're going to type in Shopify investor relations. Okay, we have different lists here. We don't need investor events. What we're looking for is the presentations. So let's click this link here, investors.shopify.com. And we're going to get access to some different information. There's a webcast. There's going to be financial reports for shareholders. There's the share price. But usually what's most interesting is presentations like these. You can download the PDF or you can just sift through here. So there's cool ideas you can get from this. One is you can kind of see what multi-channel approaches are working in e-commerce. So for example, using Facebook and Instagram, well, if you're doing all your advertising on Google, then maybe you need to consider doing social media channels, or you need to consider YouTube, or expanding to Walmart and eBay instead of just Amazon, perhaps doing Spotify podcast ads. Through these presentations, you can also learn that Shopify is using different approaches to acquire small businesses versus solopreneurs versus large businesses. So for large businesses with Shopify Plus, for example, they focus a lot on big events, whereas they rely more on content marketing to acquire smaller businesses. You can also get ideas for customer acquisition by going through this. You can also see what particular sellers are doing well on Shopify, like Spanx, Gymshark, Prime, Glossier, Kylie, Staples, and take a look and see what are they doing right that perhaps you could model your own business after. So those are three examples of how to apply the quick market research hacks in the Shopify/e-commerce niche.